Hello everyone, welcome back to a new episode of The Sea Will Claim Everything. Last time we left off, I finally found out where those stupid gloves were hiding and we got ourselves a poppy, which I can now use to make a variety of things that I very much need. So, let's go to our scroll of recipes. So, dog food we already made, jellification. Okay, flaming cheddar. I can make flaming cheddar. I have to make regular cheddar. Liquid cheese, crab flour shell, and tremendous toadstool, and then just mix it. So liquid cheese, crab flour shell, and then tremendous toadstool. I got cheddar. And then we go over here, cheddar with my poppy. We got some flaming cheddar. I would try flaming cheddar. It just sounds like spicy cheddar cheese, which I would be very down for. Potion of change. Catabolic Commune and mellow mushroom. Okay. Okay. So, water, catabolic commune, and mellow mushroom is what we need first. Water. Catabolic commune was this, and then mellow mushroom. Potion of zibble. That was correct, right? I didn't screw that up. Mellow mushroom, yeah, zibble. Tementous tomatoes, make a potion of frugal, and then just add the, yeah. So this with this. Potion of frugal, potion of frugal. We add the poppy. Then it said salt to taste, but we don't need to do that, I don't believe. Alright, so scroll of recipes. Do it. Glue, we've already done. Soup of recovery, we need the salmon of wisdom, which I don't have. Which we're probably going to get from some of these other things. I also think the flaming cheddar was what we needed to give to someone. To give Lou the flaming cheddar. And then we can get... What did you say about the salmon of wisdom? Unfortunately, I have so many types of fish, but none of that. If you'd come just a few years ago, I would have provided a magnificent specimen. Mary Long took over, he brokered a deal with the fishery on the mainland, and they sent their boats here and caught so much salmon they never saw any again. Okay. I know that's not you, I know that's not you. Who was Lou? That needed the flaming cheddar. I don't remember who it was, admittedly. Who was Lou? That's a question. Okay. Well, wasn't you... I don't think it was this character. No, that's Jack. Okay. I need like a compendium of characters' names. Wasn't this dork? No, that's not the right place. Shadowy Glen. Wasn't you, right? No, that's Torkin. Okay, so I don't quite remember who Lou is. The other thing that I need to do is drink of the potion of change, then stand between the pillars of an ancient gate and walk into eternity, whatever that means. Okay. So that, I believe, is over here on the Isle of Sun. That's Athanasia, Kion, Asterisk. This is just Medusa. That's not who I need. So, I'm pretty sure the owl gives you some kind of hint about this thing that I'm coming up on. That's Stavros. That's Costas. Okay. Yeah, help. You know, I've been thinking, perhaps the gate is not a literal gate, and in an ancient language, Thera means gate. So, I'm pretty sure this is referring to that gate that the pillars that I need to move through with the potion of change. So, drink the potion of change and stand between the pillars of an ancient gate and walk into eternity, whatever that means. Ancient gate and walk into... Oh, Thera Beach. Oh my god, it's this. It's this. It's this, for sure. Okay, I'm glad I remembered... So, I remembered that owl saying that. Because I had come and re-spoke to that owl a lot, and especially when I was exploring the map looking for all those things, I talked to basically everybody, and that stuck out in my head as I think this has something to do with something. Click the drink icon if you want to drink this potion. Click the icon you just clicked for a message stating the obvious. Thank you. Mouse is reading a newspaper and has no time for my potions. Feels slightly odd. You stand on a wide beach under a brilliant night sky. The sea stretches before you eternally, reflecting the stars until you cannot tell where one ends and the other begins. A gentle breeze blows. Somewhere in the distance you hear leaves sighing in the wind. To the north is a rough plain. The beach continues to the east and to the west, so this is just turning into a text adventure. The beach ends in a sheer cliff ascending far into the night sky. Its shadow is the deepest black you've ever seen. A small creature, seemingly a fish with legs, has recently crawled out of the water. It sits in the sand near the edge of the shadow, slowly breathing with strangely shaped gills. You notice a peculiar stone half buried in the sand. To the east lies the place where you arrived. Pick up the stone. Take the stone, which turns out to be not a stone. It turns out not to be a stone at all. Beautiful and surprisingly elegant shell of an ammonite. Sand trickles out of it. Okay, so yeah, we're back. So here. Beach goes on for miles. Vegetation is sparse. Apart from a few spindly plants growing where the sand begins, small crab-like creatures scurry about in the shallow water, sometimes coming out to wrestle. Their shells gleam in the starlight. The sea is utterly calm. To the west lies the place where you arrived. Plain seems infinite as the sea. You see nothing except grass for miles. To the east lies a small forest. To the north the plains continue. To the south lies the beach. Surrounded by large, bristly trees of a kind you do not recognize. Small insect-like creatures that resemble scorpions live in the branches. They do not seem interested in harming you. Forest continues to the north, south, and east. To the west lies the plains. South? Forest gets thinner again as you approach the beach. A small red crab is sitting in one of the trees. Its high stalks curiously follow you. In a small clearing in the forest stands an old, wizened man. He is short and thick of build. His head seems roughly sculpted, but his eyes are bright and piercing. He is clothed in fur and hide, but on him these primitive clothes seem like a symbol of great, unspeakable power. Speak to him. Takes the ammonite shell from your hands, using a small but sharp-looking stone. Begins to carve a hole into the shell. Does not take him long. Take this, he says. Blow it on the plain and make the sound of calling. The swift ones will come to you. Satisfied, he turns around to watch the stars. Forest is becoming thicker, forcing you to walk more carefully. The trees make strange noises as the wind moves them. In the distance, you can hear the gentle lapping of the waves, a strange smell. The forest continues to the east, south, and west. Come upon an eerie sight. A large part of the forest seems to have been flattened by an enormous wave, leaving behind hundreds of puddles of water and an immense dead creature, like a whale. Hard to tell what the creature's shape once was. Thousands of tiny insects are eating away at its amoeba-like form, but still it towers above you, bigger than a house. Its smell is strong and reminds you of seaweed. The forest continues to the west where you came from. Now we go to the north. After a while, the forest comes to an abrupt end. The open plains are before you again. You hear the sound of tiny feet running through grass. Yeah, okay. So this isn't as confusing as you would think. The plains are too vast to be crossed on foot. You stop by an ancient rock that rises from the ground, surrounded by grass, and gaze into the distance. Use the horn. You blow into the ammonite horn. Its lonely call seems to be lost in the night. Then you hear beating hooves, and out of the darkness a herd of wild animals comes to you. They almost look like the horses you know, save that they are somewhat smaller and stouter, and have white stripes on their reddish-brown skin. They slow down as they approach, and the leader of the pack nods his head at another horse, which comes to stand before you. I do wonder why there's not art here, because this is like a dream sequence, basically, and we're supposed to fill in the details with our mind, or just that there's a lot of stuff here, and they're like, we're not making all the art for that. But they have tons of screens and art for the other areas, so it definitely feels like it's intentional to leave the art out here. And not like they didn't have time to put in the art for this area, but we haven't finished it completely, so. You ride through the night, the plains rushing past you. In the distance you see great cat-like beasts, and flightless birds the size of trees, but the horses do not stop. As the sun rises, you approach what appears to be a gray wall stretching from horizon to horizon. First you think it's small in height, but as you come closer you realize it is truly gargantuan. Its surface is smooth and cannot be climbed. Dismount. The horses leave, clearly uncomfortable in this area. You stand before the wall. Its surface is cold and smooth. The wall stretches to the east and west. After walking for some time, you find a crack in the wall big enough for you to fit through. You hear the sound of machinery from within. A grazing antelope-like creature watches you from the distance, but does not approach. To the east is the place you came from. Okay. It's over here. You walk beside the wall for some time, nothing changes. The animals all seem to stay away from it. There's no opening or way of climbing in. Okay. Oh. I really recognize that sound effect. That's got to be a stock sound. I don't know what I recognize it from, but God, do I recognize it. It is dark. There are machines at every corner, machines on every wall, but you don't know what they do. Many of them seem unconnected to the others. The ceiling drips oil. Corridors lead off in all directions. To the south is the exit. Come to a small room. The floor seems to be covered in sticky oil. A skeleton is chained to the wall. Closer look at the skeleton reveals that he or she is holding a key. Take it. You take the key. Looks like it would have fitted the lock that kept their prisoner chained. Interesting. The walls of this room are covered in wires, haphazardly arranged. Metallic garbage is heaped high in one corner. In the middle of the room stands a rusty iron pillar with a keyhole in it. The crack in the wall is to the west. Use key. Somewhere in the distance, something makes a tortured metallic sound. Skeleton. Okay, I can take it again. It's dark, okay. The corridor twists and turns. A machine attached to the wall is slowly shedding its casing. The air smells of gas. To the north is a room, to the south is a crack in the wall. A room with a gate. Everything seems oddly crooked. The gate won't open, the walls are covered in rust. To the south is a corridor. Oh, okay, cool. I just had to go there really quick. There are 3 mummies in this room, their dried out skin dripping with oil. When you enter the room, they begin to speak, each repeating the same words. Where is the master gone? The first mummy says. He is dead, the second mummy says. His mind is dead, but his body still labors, says the third. The south of the room with the gate to the south is the room with the gate, to the west is another corridor. You're in a very long and broad corridor. Assembly lines run down its length on each side, carrying broken machinery. As far as you can tell, the assembly lines just move back and forth without anything ever being processed or assembled. The air seems to be full of coal dust. To the east is the room with the 3 mummies. To the north is a very large room. We're at Logos. I wish I remembered, like, exactly, like, I wish it listed here a little bit more context of, like, what some of these quests were for. Because this whole thing, I don't remember what the context of this was. I think the owl gave it to me, but I didn't know why at the time. But it would be nice to get a little bit of a refresher about the context. You come to a vast room, in the middle of which stands an incomprehensible machine. It has thousands of gears and levers and pumps. They're arranged in such a way that the machine is constantly destroying itself. Gears grind against each other at odd angles. Robotic arms bash against their own motors. The machine is surrounded by hundreds of mummies, all of them desperately shuffling about, trying to fix it even as it falls apart. One mummy stops and turns to you. The master has lost his mind, it says. He built the wall to save the planes, but now he has forgotten they exist. The wall has become its own purpose, a growing cancer that will kill the planes as surely as it has killed us. In the distance you see a light. If you see a light, this is the exit, Mummy whispers. We have no eyes, so we can never leave. This is interesting and weird because, yeah, there's a lot more industrialization going on here. And there's clearly something going on with the fact that these are mummies, which I'm guessing to mean, you know, people that are working for like a company or in some sort of industry, and they're sitting here just like dying, but they're basically just going around doing their job as expected. Masters has lost his mind, it says. He built the wall to save the planes, but now he's forgotten they exist. The wall has become its own purpose, a growing cancer that will kill the planes as surely as it has killed us. Yeah, so you originally built the wall with the intention to save the planes, but then you just forgot they exist, so you didn't care about how much you were destroying them? This is getting very interesting, and it's probably going to be too smart for me, I'm afraid. You've emerged on the Isle of the Oracle. That's what it was for. It was to get to the Oracle. That makes sense. Okay, so what was that I went through there? What was Logos? I feel like I recognize that word too in some sort of mythos or something, like logos. Is that like a look into the future, a prophecy, something that's already happened? Like I am confused about that because it's probably some detail I'm not remembering and I can't get a good refresher on it. I could rewatch my old videos, but I wouldn't even know exactly where to find them besides going to the video with the owl, I guess. We've emerged on the Isle of the Oracle. Flower knows tomorrow's weather. This flower is called Thalia. This flower knows a secret, but it doesn't tell which secret it knows. It doesn't... Flower knows a secret, but it doesn't know which secret it knows. Oh, there we go. Okay, the word was confusing me. Knows tomorrow's weather. Chameleon is awesome. A lag bush. Eating its berries alter your perception of time in strange ways. I do remember them talking about... Yeah... I think it was the like, sailor heron character talking about the Isle of the Oracle is out here, but you can't sail to it. You have to, like, go through a weird alternate dimension if you actually want to get there. I remember that. Hello. Here's the Oracle. It's a sea serpent. Riddle mode engaged. If you wish to see the Oracle, you must answer the riddles of the dragon. Answer enough of them correctly, and you shall be allowed the honor of prophecy. Answer too many of them correctly, however, and the dragon's maul shall be your doom. Begin. It walks on 4 legs in the morning, 2 legs at noon, and 3 legs in the evening. What is it? A were-acrobat? That's a human. Cause it's this riddle, I just know. It walks on 4 legs in the morning. That's because when you're born, you're a baby and you crawl. 2 legs when you're an adult because you're walking around on 2, and 3 when you're old because you have a cane. They come at night with none to fetch them, but are lost at daybreak without anyone taking them. What are they? I am so awful at riddles, but at least this gives me multiple choices. Are lost at daybreak without anyone taking them. They come at night with none to fetch them, but are lost at daybreak without anyone taking them. What are they? Dreams? They come at night with none to fetch them, but are lost at daybreak without anyone taking them. Stars or dreams? I feel like both of those work. I guess it's not possible for dreams, because you can dream not at, you know, night. So I'm gonna say stars. I run but do not walk. I have a bed but do not sleep. I murmur but do not talk. I have a mouth but do not eat. What am I? I run but do not walk. A river. I have a bed but do not sleep. A riverbed. A river can murmur. And the mouth of the river. Yeah, so it's a river. The wind, it doesn't work. The truth, no. Fire, no, it's a river. The more you have of me, the less you see. What am I? This was one in a game I played called Cryptmaster. I mean, that's darkness. Say my name and I disappear. What am I? Silence? Rumpelstiltskin, sunlight, good luck, silence. I am full of holes, yet I am full of water. What am I? A sponge? A sieve in a river, the perforated hole fish, the Titanic. A sponge. If you feed me, I shall live. If you give me drink, I shall die. What am I? Fire. I mean, unless the drink I give you is like oil, then you're gonna be fine. Fire. Fire does not burn me, water does not drown me. What am I? Brian Blessed, ice, shadow, light. Fire does not burn me, water does not drown me. Fire can't burn light. Fire, I mean, you can't burn ice, you can melt it. Water does not drown me. Light can shine through water. I mean, it doesn't shine all the way through, but... Fire doesn't burn shadow? I'm gonna say light? I cannot be seen. I weigh nothing, but if you put me into a barrel, I make it lighter. Cannot be seen, I weigh nothing. But if you put me into a barrel, I make it lighter. The wind? Scented tissues grabs a hole. A hole can be seen. Cannot be seen. A hole. You can see a hole, though. You weigh nothing. A hole doesn't weigh anything. And if I put you in a barrel, you do... the barrel is technically lighter because I'm taking a piece out of the barrel. Wind doesn't make sense. Can't be seen. Like, wind can't be seen. It weighs nothing. If you put it into a barrel... I don't know. Like, putting wind into a barrel? How does that make it lighter? Also, there's a lot of these. Am I supposed to fail? Be seen, I weigh nothing, but you put me into a barrel, I make it lighter. Like, I guess wind can push a barrel, but that doesn't make it lighter, it's just pushing it. A hole can be seen, wind can't. I'm saying wind. He who makes it, sells it. He who buys it, never uses it. He who does not know it, he uses it, does not know it. What is it? Self-sealing steambolts. He who makes it, sells it. Coffin maker. He who buys it, never uses it. Yeah, because they're buying it for the person that died. He who uses it does not know it. What is it? A coffin. It belongs to you, but it is others who use it. What is it? My name, my organs, my lawnmower, my shoes, my name. I'm red and round. All around me is yellow. What am I? I'm red and round. A metaphor? I'm red and round. All around me is yellow. Tomato in the desert? A colorful cake. Brian Blessed. A metaphor. I mean, you're not using like or as. A metaphor. Sometimes I am full, but I never overflow. What am I? A throne, the sun, the moon, a rock slide. A throne can be full of, like, people sitting in it? To have me is to desire to share me, but to share me is to lose me. What am I? This is another one from Cryptmaster. Or was it Crypt Keeper? Crypt Keeper. Crypt Master's the other thing. To have me is to desire to share me, but to share me is to lose me. That's a secret. The more of them you take, the more of them you leave behind. What are they? Footsteps. It is light as a feather, yet few can hold it for long. What is it? A breath? I am black and round, all around me is yellow. What am I? The shadow of a tomato in the desert. Black and round, all around me is yellow. I mean, oil isn't technically round. I'm gonna say the shadow of a tomato in desert. That's the only one that actually matters, like, makes sense here. The snowman fears me, the mountain respects me. Cats sing of me. Who am I? Who in the... Mary Wollstonecraft? Zothras? Robert the Bruce? I'm gonna say Brian Blessed. I have no hands and yet I shake. I have no legs and yet I run. I have no form and yet I can be seen. What am I? I have no hands yet I shake. I have no legs and yet I run. Pudding doesn't run. I have no form and yet I can be seen. Some kind of sauce? Air doesn't shake. Doesn't run either. I have no form yet I can be seen. Shake, you have no legs and yet you run. The earth doesn't run. Pudding doesn't run. Air doesn't run. The only thing you think of running is sauce. Like, it'll, like, run off of whatever you put on it. Is there something going on here? Am I just, like, wasting my time here? What is happening? Because there's a lot of these. And I'm concerned now. A lord and an emperor I have seen, but most remembered as a prince I remain. Who am I? A lord and emperor I have been, but most remembered as a prince I remain. I mean, It's not Caesar. Brian blessed. I am wiser than the gods, mightier than the demons. Rich people desire me, poor people celebrate me. Who am I? Salami. Mightiest of the stage folk I am. Many pets there are in my garden. My voice shames the angels, and some say I'm blessed. Who am I? This is getting a bit silly. Sorry, I get so bored sometimes. Can I go now? Okay, finally! So I was wondering if I was missing something. Hello, Oracle. Greetings, traveler. Pythia. Once my temple stood in the mountains, in a place that was called the Navel of the World. But now the fair-wrought house has fallen, and the fountains are silent. The voice of prophecy has been forgotten there, and the doom of which I forewarned Lycurgus has befallen all the land. Perhaps one day I shall return, though I cannot see. Though that I cannot see, until then I shall live here where all prophecy is born. Prophecy? There are two roads most distant from each other, the one leading to the honorable house of freedom, the other to the house of slavery, which mortals must shun. Both roads begin in lands of strife and tragedy, but only the first path leads out again. Follow the path of accord and humanity, which is the path of war against avarice and tyranny if you seek the house of freedom. Both roads... Is this as simple as, like, it seems? That's what I'm riddle-pilled right now. Both roads begin in lands of strife and tragedy, yeah, but only the first leads out. Follow the path of accord and humanity, which is the path against war, against avarice and tyranny. Yeah, I mean, that makes sense to me. Mayor Cranion? Only one has come to me, and that was many years ago. Urizen was his name, and he sought to know whether his path was wise. I told him that if his path was the path of reason, as he believed it to be, then he would not require my guidance, for the path of reason reveals itself to be true by leading us to the city we are seeking. What city is it that I seek? He then asked. And I said to him that if he did not know, he could not walk any path. This he would not accept, and left in a cold rage. You were the first to come since then. Interesting. Interesting. Delphine, my protector and companion. Though fearsome in appearance, she is not to be feared by those who mean me no harm. The game is getting weird. The game's getting weird. Yep. Attempting to restart. The game is getting very weird. Recovery. Oh. Oh, I lost all my shit. Is it working? Damn this interference. Eddie, can you restart the diastatic particle stabilizer? Yes, thank you. The hell are they using? That's a brilliant idea. Can you set that up? Great. Okay, thank you. I think I can handle the rest. Let's just take a couple of minutes. Hello? What the hell just happened? Window. As you saw, it's not as stable as I would like it to be. Keeping a connection open to your world is an extremely delicate process, and eventually I will have to step away from these controls and let the window close for good. Crash. Someone interfered with your window to make it crash. I'm almost certain it was someone working for Urizen, trying to prevent you from finding out what the Oracle had to say. The depths they would lower themselves to in order to conceal the truth. Their tactics alone prove their inability to bring any kind of justice to these isles. Oracle. Some more truth that everything our leaders are doing is based on, to put it plainly, lies and nonsense. It's about time we stopped falling for it. Okay. Heal Underhome, free the unfortunate isles, gather the ingredients, find all the tokens of the Tomb of the Timber Giant, give Lou the flaming cheddar, investigate the murder, find the Summon of Wisdom, get a new carpet. Okay. How exactly did that help me, if at all? Typical. Instead of dealing with the facts, they conspire to make sure nobody finds out how badly they've messed up. Of course, since their entire campaign on the Isle of Sun was based on that one lie, what can you expect? Arterial health? Thanks again, the tool is great. Oracle? Prophecies are tricky because prophecies really are stories. Stories are very powerful things, but they're not the same as the truth. Some say there's no such thing as the truth, but they're generally the people who don't want you to know the truth, and they're the same people who are incapable of seeing how stories may contain the truth in forms they do not recognize. In any case, be wary of prophets and storytellers. They're important, but also insignificant, which can confuse them. And a confused prophet can be misleading, although Pythia does seem pretty nice. Interesting. Capable of seeing that the stories they contain... they contain the truth in forms they do not recognize. Interesting, interesting, interesting. I don't know what to do now. I mean, we have a few more things to work on, but like not a ton. Desert Bridge? I read a book about a place called Desert Bridge. Apparently it's just this ancient bridge standing in the middle of a desert. No one's quite certain where it came from, although there are some fascinating theories connecting it to the War of the Timber Tyrant. It sounds beautiful but eerie. I think I need to find this Lou. Which, you know, is going to be kind of difficult since I already explored what I felt like was most of the things here. So, it's gotta be someone somewhere else. If I go back here... Dream? Unless you to visit me again, sadly I have little news to share. The future is unclear. Dream. In the end, prophecy is but a dream. It is not bestowed by divinity, but springs from the divine in all of us, the imagination, which reaches across time and space. Okay, so you're not much more help right now. I talk to any of you? Democracy. We believe very strongly in democracy. We actively defend democracy values in many locations. The help of our... oh god, yeah, those are words. Can't do anything there. Gazira, this is the place I've been before. Try going back over here. Huh. Alright, I guess I'm doing some exploration. Oracle. Now, there was a seer in Sadaka too, once. He was charged with famous made-up crimes by Mayor Zahak. Really obviously fake stuff too, like dangerous breathing patterns and criminal pet indoctrination. Poor man ended up fleeing to Billion-Toed City, but the new government hasn't dropped the charges. They say it's a long bureaucratic process, could take years. Okay. I've been looking around for who the hell Lou is. Lug Lou. Like, who the hell are you? I don't remember, and just getting a name doesn't mean anything to me. There's so many characters. So this character has a help. I knew it. All he's doing is following orders from Lord Urizen and pretending there's a logic to it other than selling us out. We can never recover from this crisis with Cranion at the helm. We've got to take back our island. I agree. How? Also, like, nearly every character you can talk to about the Oracle, I think maybe the mayor has a lot to answer for, not to some mystical oracle, but to average goats. Yeah, like, you can ask everybody. Not surprised that Cranion would resort to lies to keep us blindly following his self-destructive policies. Now that we have proof, not to act would be a form of suicide. Yeah, so... Matt? Confused, and I expect our leader to betray us in such a way. I need to think about this. Yes. I can't even talk to you about it. Interesting. You're the one I expected to be able to talk to about it, especially with the way everyone was reacting. But yeah, I don't remember who Lou is, but it's like... how am I just supposed to... Like, I just can't remember. There's so many names for characters. And since it doesn't give me anything besides the name, I cannot for the life of me remember. I suppose it makes sense. Even the most idiotic oracle would know that tearing something apart and selling its pieces to charlatans isn't the best way of healing that something. Now we just gotta figure out what to do about that moron running our island. And I'm working on that. False words. So I told that silly boy Plato, are not only evil in themselves, but infect the soul with evil. If we not challenge what Mayor Cranion is saying, we will be accepting his words, and they will infect us too. I've had enough of Mayor Cranion. I've had enough of Urizen too, and all his cronies. We should get together, all of us in the Fortunate Isles, and kick them out. Astro? I'm from around here. I'm actually from another world. Oracle? No such thing as fate, believe me. People I love sacrificed a great deal to prove that. Oracle? So I was right. It did sound like something from a tabloid. Maybe we should put Mayor Cranion where all the tabloids belong, then, in the trash. I agree. So are we gonna, like, put together a plan for that? Or is anyone gonna talk to me about it? Or are we just gonna say, yeah, let's do it, and then nothing? Let me go try talking to the first mayor. Sure, this Pythia individual is not the expert that Mayor Cranion consulted, but merely some awful and impolite imposter. She believes in a temple is guarded by a dragon and has visionary powers does not mean she is an oracle. Okay. Founded by the Diablo Cirrus, an impressive feat. Even better, you revealed Mayor Cranion's deception. Aye, that's what I call a good day's work. What do I do with that? Lived on the island of the sun, I'd go to Mayor Cranion's office and slowly nudge every single thing off his desk. Word my language for someone with so little honor that they hide behind lies to achieve their goals, but saying it might damage your window. May Cranion end as vile Kuranir did, brought down by his own villainy. Yeah, I don't remember where this one character that wants the stupid cheese is. Mayor Cranion claimed he was being guided by the Oracle, and actually he was. Well, what exactly was he doing? Why did he break his promises if it wasn't necessary? I don't get politics. Wouldn't it be better if we just, I don't know, decided what to do together? Must be some way to figure this stuff out. Oh my god, it's you! You're the stupid rat! No wonder I wasn't noticing you, because you're just a little mouse. I mean, it makes sense why you wanted the cheese now, but... Yeah, it's like... It's very rough playing a game with so many characters, and it's like... Someone, somewhere, doesn't even have to be a person. It could be an octopus, an ant, a lizard, just someone named Lou. It's the character you need to talk to. So I clicked on all the big characters, but I missed this little mouse. Cheese! Delicious and hot, very hot, yum. Gather all the mice and we will sing om nom nom and eat the cheese, and everyone will be happy, happier. Good meal. For the difficult days, here's your token. Good luck. Thank you! Future's now, you damn right it is. That was the one we needed. Oh my god. I knew I was gonna hit a moment where I would get lost a lot once we had to, like, you know, finish these last few things. And I've hit that moment. Place the tokens in the fire. Oh, good. Just going in. Oh, wait. Yeah, I gotta press up. Stories were true. Here deep under the petrified forest, an invaluable treasure lies waiting. The spoils of war from 100 fallen kingdoms, ready now to serve a better purpose. Perhaps now, finally, there can be some redemption for the Timber Tyrant, if only by historical accident. In this room lies a new way forward for the people of the Fortunate Isles. I guess they needed money and power to be able to overthrow them, and I found that. I'm sorry to interrupt your utopian thoughts, but you're standing on private property. I purchased the petrified forest several weeks ago and would now like to do some redecorating. Please get out of the way. Thank you. My employees will now remove these objects of archaeological interest and place them in my private smeltery, I mean collection. They will be safe from those who lack the means to properly preserve them. May have another look around if you wish, but please leave my property after that. You are trespassing and I do not wish to be forced to use crude force to uphold the law. What an asshole. Glory of the tyrant is past. All that remains is a lump of rock. All that just for the mayor to just steal my shit anyway. So now what? So I'm still missing a few things. And that actually didn't help at all. That in fact just made things worse, because now they have even more money. Treasure? Entirely private matter and has nothing to do with politics. Shameful and entirely typical of your kind of radicalism to drive personal issues into what should be a debate about the necessity of deficit reduction. I find this absolutely reprehensible. I hate you so much. Let's go see what, you have to say. Treasure. Pinglong just doesn't want a solution, that's what it is. Can't offer us a solution because he doesn't want to solve the problem. He created the debt and now he'll benefit from it while the rest of us lose everything. If we let him, that is. So do we have any plans about how to mayhap stop it? Perhaps? Sorry you worked so hard to find that treasure and then it was all for nothing. Well, not for nothing. Everyone here on the Isle of the Moon learned a valuable lesson, one that is bitter but necessary. Your dedication made that possible. But are we going to do anything about it? Can I put forth like put forward like a revolution? Like can I found a rebel group, please? Treasure. I don't understand this at all. Why couldn't we keep the treasure? If it could have solved our problems, why should Mayor Pinglog get to keep it? I really don't understand. It makes me angry. So let's do something. Let's turn this asshole into bone meal. No hiding from the truth anymore. We've got to throw this mayor overboard. Now we've got to feed him to the sharks and take back what's ours. And I don't mean the treasure, I mean the island. So I think what is happening, this is ridiculous. I didn't vote for Pinglong so he could steal what should belong to everyone. I think I'm going to pee in his bed. So I think what's happening here is I rile all the people up on every single island. I've done these two. I just need to do this one, which is probably proving, you know, who killed Hashim. But the problem is I have no idea how to do that. Because I need to be able to enter without seeing... Oh my god, wait, I think I know. I think I know. I was thinking I would find an item. But there's a button here to just turn off the screen, isn't there? Yes. Oh my god, that's the solution this whole time. I was just sitting here and I was thinking, I was like, wait a second, do I have an item in my inventory? And I was like, wait, I can just turn off the damn screen. Oh my god, it's like all of the experimental puzzle solutions that like 3DS Zeldas and like Pokemon had, where you have to turn the DS upside down to evolve your Pokemon, or close your DS to do the thing in what was that, Phantom Hourglass for Legend of Zelda. Okay. Unspeakable cave. Boom. Yeah. Turn this off. Go. Wow. Uh-huh. Okay, well the horrors sound cute. In some ways. So am I through? Damn. You know the directions to a place called the Isle of Becoming. Oh no! That was the unspeakable horror. I was just curious what would happen. Yeah, those are certainly unspeakable. How many are there? There's quite a few of them, I gotta say. Okay, yeah. Alright, well, I got a new island, so that's cool. Isle of Becoming, yeah, this is the like icy one I saw up here. This would be an island you would get access to in like the 3rd disc, or like right before you fight the final boss in a JRPG. You'd finally get like the airship or something that would allow you to come up here to this icy place, and it has like a super boss on it, and probably like a snowy town full of like possibly dwarves or something. Alright, we're here. Strange purple plant. You haven't seen anything like this on the other islands. Landscape is unusual to say the least. A small rock that seems more complete than the rest of the beach. Neither a plant nor a mushroom. It's something is quite... reminds you of... Oh, is this place being actively undone as I explore it? These plants look like they belong, because the color's gone, and the descriptions aren't finished. Any creature seems to be sitting on it, but maybe grinning? Jellyfish! A swarm of flying jellyfish. Be careful stepping over these, it's something and the make you explode. God, it feels like I'm playing Control again. Plant seems quite content. It's got a very interesting... looks kind of like some kind of... okay. Huge magnificent tree? Actually these... in the distance you... it's a landfish. These two plants. Beautiful tree-dwelling eel. Maybe we should call it a treel. It's a good name. Bushes like this one seem to grow. These two plants. It's hard to describe what this plant smells like. It's definitely a smell of the sea, though. Squishy. A tiny. Looks like there's thousands of tiny creatures living within this plant. Welcome to the Isle of Becoming, traveler. Thalassa. Called Thalassa. From me all things were born, and to me all things return. I am always dying and always being reborn. Eternal change is my nature. Strong wind from the sea. Can you give me a salmon of wisdom? Isle of Becoming. It is here that the future is born. You see its beginnings around you. Unfinished, becoming. But it is not here that the future is shaped. There is no fate, and I am not a god. If you poison the waters, poison plants will grow. If you abandon kindness, unkind things will be born. You surrender your future, you surrender this island, and all the others that could be. That is what you have come here to remember, to take with you to the isles that were once like this one. Future is born, you see its beginnings around you, unfinished, becoming. It's not here that the future is shaped, there is no fate, and I am not a god. If you poison the waters, poison plants will grow, yeah. So you're saying I can change things, basically. We're not set in stone the current path we're on. Yeah, if you surrender your future, you surrender this island and all the others that could be. Yeah, we have to act now is basically what you're telling me. Okay. And that's it? Heal Underhome, free the Fortunate Isles, gather the ingredients for the super recovery. So that didn't actually tell me too much. Like, it updated my journal, but... Return to Sinjil Aegidius on the Isle of Stars. Oh, wait, yeah. We did... This was what, this character wanted me to do. Welcome to my tent. Unspeakable Cave. You have found that which Hashim was seeking, a dream of the future. That is what he believed his city needed, and that is why he was murdered. This, I believe, is what my father needs to know, far more than which of the many guards loyal to General Nguma was the murderer. Interesting. And this is what his father needs to know. Interesting. So yeah, basically just the idea of like, nothing else is going to save you. No one's going to swoop in and save us here. We need to do this ourselves by banding together. Oracle. Unsurprising, the wisdom of true oracles in Pythia's one rarely supports the delusions of the powerful. Treasure. Ever wondered where this debt comes from? Why all three mayors refused to release any information about its origins and makeup? The debt is truly legitimate and not a political tool invented to usher in a new age of cruelty. Why not encourage an investigation into the nature of the debt, as Mayor Cranion had once promised? If you ask yourself these questions, you will understand why no treasure could ever solve the problem. Okay, back to, Sadaka. Isle of Becoming. Ah, that sounds like my boy. Almost forgotten. Pain is such a big thing. It sits on your chest and it presses out the air until you remember nothing except what it is like to hurt. I always knew that the guards had killed him, but it seems so pointless to, you know. But now I remember who he was. No matter what they said about him, no matter what they did, I understand what he died for. How can I thank you for this? There really is nothing I could give you that could match what you have given me. Nothing at all. The very thought is laughable, and yet, take this small gift from an old fisherman. My son would approve. He believed in sharing what we are blessed with. Thank you, that's important. Hashim. Once when Hashim was very young, he came to me and asked why it was illegal to change one's gender. I tried to give some response in line with what the mayor always said. We should stay on the path we had always been on, for otherwise we might get lost. What if the path doesn't lead where we want to go, Hashim asked. What if there's another path? What if we think we're on a path, but it's not really the path at all, just the tongue of a big monster that disguises itself as a path so it can eat unwary travelers? I didn't know what to say. I was proud of him, but also scared he might say something like that to the wrong person. So I told him not to think about such matters. I regret that now. Oof. A parent that's regretting what they said to their kid that was effectively asking, like, why is it illegal to be trans, and saying, and the father was just like, well, that's just how things are, and it was like, and the kid was like, well, why does the world have to be like that? Why are we listening to the lies that are being told to us by people in power? This game is really cool. And I got the Salmon of Wisdom. You know how hard I've been working to find your dumbass? Hello. Carpet. Did better than I ever expected. Here's that carpet you were looking for. May it transform your home as you have transformed ours. Isle of Becoming. Instead of solving the murder, you brought back something of the victim. You would be very grateful. Thank you. Treasure? What a shameless scumbag. Pinglog really thinks he can get away with that, doesn't he? Let me tell you, arrogance is going to be his undoing. Oracle? Ever noticed how panicky all these politicians are? It's like they know their power is built on sand. Damn right! They'll do anything to make their actions look legitimate because deep down they're terrified. I almost pity them, almost. Oh my god. I got a new carpet! Okay. Free the Fortunate Isles, heal Underhome, brew the super recovery. Did I just finish? We cleaned up those things very quickly. So much of the early game, which is kind of why I got lost in the sauce with the quest, because I was just running around doing everything and just accepting a ton of stuff, and then I was forgetting about the stuff that I got way earlier. But I think this is it. We heal Underhome, and then that's maybe what kind of brings everyone together. So second floor is this. And yeah, we just need to brew that, and then I can finish healing Underhome. Alright, scroll of recipes. Underhome's kitchen cooked the following. Oh. I need to go to the kitchen. With salmon, baharat, hair of the dog, carrot, and leek. Alright. You brew the soup of recovery. It smells more than a little weird, but it immediately starts making Underhome feel better. Alright. Is that it? I think that's it. Third floor? Isle of Becoming? The sea always brings change, doesn't it? Sometimes in beautiful ways, sometimes in terrible ones. But I suppose what really matters is what we do. Do we embrace change and the possibilities it offers, even if it frightens us? Or do we retreat from the sea and hope that we have reached the end of history? Well, I'll say one thing. I've never known the people of the Isle of the Stars to be cowards. Throwing out Mayor Zayak may not have been enough, but it gives me hope that change can still happen. Yeah, because it seemed like that version of the future just basically had us all turning into fish people, possibly because sea levels rose high enough that we had to? Interesting. So, I've healed Underhome. I need to free the Isles. Underhome? And Mikado did a really good job healing Underhome. Everything feels so much better now, thank you. We should definitely remember to invite Phidias and Dr. Custom to come visit us one of these days, maybe when things calm down. Isle of Becoming? My grandfather always told me stories of Thalassa and her many shapes, how the future is created by the choices we make. That was one of the reasons I decided it was important to study. We can't make the right choices if we don't understand how the world works, damn right! Trying to make things better with ideology instead of science is like trying to repair a bicycle with a watermelon, damn right! Yeah, what a cool game. An excellent new carpet. So now Underhome is completely repaired? Maybe I had to do that first. Saying no. We've heard from people all over the Isles telling us they are ready to make a change. Recent events have shown us we have to get rid of our so-called leaders, because if we do not, they will ruin us, and our children and our children's children. We are ready to say no. Saying no! There comes a time when people have had enough. We will not give up our home. We will not give up our right to live with dignity. We will not give up our right to think and question and learn. We will not give up our right to be who we want to be. We will say no. No to the poor suffering to save the rich. No to the lies that tell us there is only the path of greed and cruelty. We will not apologize. We will not back down. We will assert our dignity with force. We will claim our rights. We do not ask you to change your ways. We do not ask you to reconsider your opinions. We do not want the same poison in a different bottle. There's only one thing we want you to do, and that is to get lost. Take your filth and your greed and run back to your master and tell him that these islands will never be his. Because we stand together. And together we say no. Ooh, that's so cool! Oh my god, what a cool game! Oh my god! Your journey here is almost over, my friend. Paths? The first step has been taken. We've said no. Now we will have to face the consequences of doing so. It's not easy to choose a new path, but the real challenge will be to keep walking it. Urizen is not just an idea, not as long as he has armies, and those armies will come for us. So I will have to leave this post and dedicate Underhome's resources to the coming battle. Which means that the window you are using will have to close. We've come to value your friendship as well as your assistance, but we must travel different roads now. I can delay closing the window for a little, however, if you wish to say goodbye to the people and places of the Fortunate Isles. Return to me when you are ready. Interesting. So I can kind of like go on a little run and talk to everybody. Oh, again, it's good to be home. Goodbye. You know, cynics of a particular kind are always going on about how people are so selfish and mean. Come to realize over the years that cynics say this because it justifies their own selfishness. People can be foolish, they can be unkind, but they are neither as foolish nor as unkind as the cynics want us to believe. Look at me and thee, a younger man with an older woman, an interspecies couple to boot. Yet so many people have been kind to us for no reason other than a desire to help. Like you. I'm sorry that you have to go. Ooh, this is gonna be some good stuff. Bye. Thank you for what you did to help us. Can it be easy running around trying to find all the ingredients and tools and information needed to get Underhome back on its feet? We'll do our best to keep it from being in such danger again. Won't be easy with what's coming, but I feel we've got a chance. Underhome belongs to this land, and so do we. No matter where we were born, that gives us strength. Hope it will give you some too, back in your world. I'm sure you'll have battles of your own to fight. Oh my god, this game is so good! It's so cool! And so apt, and quite frankly, just a wonderful story, especially for this day and age. But the fact that this was made in 2012 and is so apt today just shows how cyclical a lot of these issues are. And how we're still coming back to the same issues over and over and over again. And that's so depressing, especially for people that have lived long enough to go through these issues multiple damn times. They're like, why does this keep happening? How do we keep letting this happen? We've learned this lesson before. Just making sure there's nobody else here I want to speak to. I don't think so. Besides Eddie. I'll go speak to Eddie. Goodbye. Appreciate what you did for us, friend. Especially for us in Underhome. I don't know what's going to happen to us now, but I know that... I know what would have happened without your help. This place, it means a lot to me. Naim and thee, they... Oh, an artificial intelligence going all emotional. It's silly, but it's true. Underhome is not just a place, it's my family. Thank you for helping save my family. Hope there's a good home waiting for you back in your world. Oh. All these little interactions are so cute. Goodbye. We kicked out Penglong, can you believe it? Well, actually, I tried to kick him, but he disappeared. As if he had never existed in the first place. Like he was just an illusion or something. Very confusing, but everything feels a lot better now. Now there will be trouble soon, maybe even fighting, but I'm a boar and I was born to fight. At least I'll be fighting for something I understand, so don't worry about us, just take care of yourself. The illusion was that we were afraid to actually enact the change that we wanted to see, but once we all decided we wanted to do that, the obstacle just went away because they're way more powerless than they would have you believe. They want you to believe that they're unstoppable and all-powerful and you'll never be able to stop them, and all of these things that they're pushing are just inevitable and you just need to suck it up and live with it, and that's not true. It's not true at all. They're actually weak and scared every single time anything like this comes up, which is why they make these lies and stupid shit to try and scare you. Goodbye. May you have fine journeys on pleasant seas in your own world. And don't worry too much about us here. We made Penglong walk the plank, and Urizen will be next. Hell yeah! Oh, I've actually gotten attached to all these characters, especially since I've been running around for so damn long. Goodbye. What is there to say except this old bird is very, very proud of you? Alright, that's all. Goodbye. Daughter Chalk? I might not catch everyone, but I want to catch as many people as I can. Mayor Penglong is no longer in town. Goodbye. You want some jellified mackerel? No, wait, you can take it through the window to your world. You can't take it through the window to your world, can you? Sorry, I would have liked to give you a present. Bye. Ah, by Durin's axe, that was glorious. A quest for gold, a great betrayal, a mighty uprising, and epic battles yet to come. Feel 100 years younger. Only regret that you and I may not fight yours in side by side. This never came up, huh? Like, this whole screen was just kind of here. It's frightening to think what Lord Urizen may do to us, but it is also exhilarating that we finally moved against him. Looking back at it, it seems like this was the only path that ever offered any hope. Glad you helped us see this, and I'm sorry you have to go. Perhaps you'll come back in a few years and try some nana from my tree? Oh. Goodbye. I'm mad at you. Because it was my fault I wasn't noticing you, but I would ignore a rat in any other game, and my brain was auto-completing it when it shouldn't. Excited. Great victory. Frightened. Grave danger. Sad you going, but hopeful. I'll be moving on soon, too. Sometimes I find it difficult to leave places behind. I like Port Dara. Anyway, may your journey be safe. Goodbye. I don't know what comes next, my friend, but I'm glad there's a future at all. In our world and in yours. Maybe a year from now, this town will be enslaved or burned to the ground. Maybe we'll win, who knows? We'll try, that's what matters. We won't just sit here and watch everything that we love fall apart. That's how you should remember us, no matter how this ends. Oof. Urizen will send a fleet, you know. It won't be pretty. He's older and more powerful than folks around here, you know. Maybe I can do something to help. Like he helped Naim and thee when I should have been there for him. Oh, it's so cool to see like all these character arcs and stuff. Oh, that sucks. I just found a really nice place to live down near the harbor, and I was going to invite you and Oi over and make some hamburgers. Shame. Goodbye, friends. Alwinian has the dragon. Milish greets you, tiny creature. What can Milish do for you? I actually, when exploring, had the option to ask about that other dragon that was hanging around with the oracle, but Milish hopes you like this island. Maybe you also liked Milish? Milish says goodbye. Or bye-bye, rather. Goodbye. You no worry, puppy. See you again. Done well. Leave Lord Urizen and his armies to us. I got my old hammer around here somewhere. Hell yeah! Can I talk to the hand? It's extremely Aww. And then a timber tyrant. There's nothing to do with you. Okay, that's everything here. Isle of the Sun. Ah, we kicked some ass, and I don't mean a donkey. Goodbye. There's a pretty good chance we're all going to die, so you're lucky to leave. But don't worry, I'm not sad. Rarely been this happy, in fact. Let them come. Keep thinking, no matter where you live. That's what I'll do. The unconsidered life is not worth living, as I once said. I think I was right about that. Maybe it's time I made a bit of a comeback, don't you think? Wonder what the tabloids will say if I turn Lord Urizen's soldiers to stone. Ah, who cares? All that matters is what my friends think. And people I respect like you. Take care in that strange world of yours. If you ever return to the Fortunate Isles, know you'll always be welcome here. Always be a hot meal and a place to sleep waiting for you in the Antigone. Recently heard from my friends that I'm going back to my world soon. Don't know about you. I'll miss this place. Bye. Not scared about the future. We've managed so far, haven't we? Our ancestors went through far worse. We can do this. It will be a loss not to have you around, though. Is your world in chaos, too? Unfortunately, yeah. Hello. Goodbye. Where would I belong anymore? Is this really going to be an invasion or something? Maybe I should... I don't know. I think I'm going to fight. Hell yeah, Matt. There's still time to change. There's still time to be on the right side of things. We've done something remarkable here, my friend. What happened in the Fortunate Isles may change the course of history. Whether we win or lose, we have shown the world that there comes a time when enough is enough. We have, as we said we would, asserted our dignity with force. We may be destroyed for doing so, but the dream of freedom that was rekindled here today will not die so easily. You are part of this, and we will always remember you for that. Be well, my friend. There are hard days ahead. We're used to hard days. At least we won't have that idiot Cranion telling us we're lazy when he's selling our home to Urizen. Thank you for helping us get rid of him. I was afraid this was going to happen eventually. I read about magic transdimensional windows before, and apparently they are very tricky to keep open. He must have been putting in a lot of effort. He and Naim are quite the couple, aren't they? Well, listen to me, I'm babbling. Go fight for your world as you did for ours, and remember to read a book every now and then. I do every day. Okay. The cliffs have you. You're going, but the trouble is only just beginning. Do you know what kind of mess you've left us all in? Lord Urizen is going to kill us all. Oh gods, oh gods, oh gods. Just go work with other people. Help them. What do you have to say? Goodbye. Bye-bye, little one, or should I say bebe? Get it? Little cyclopean humor there. I don't get it, I'm sorry. I apologize. I'm too uncultured. Alright, ship. So that was Moon, Sun, the Seer. Goodbye. I sent Brian Bless the fan letter and he wrote back, okay, I'm happy for you. So you're almost ready to go. It's kind of you to visit me before you do. I have no great prophecy for you. The future is like troubled water. All I can say is that I believe the people of the Fortunate Isles made the right choice for the right reasons. And you were correct to help them. I think... perhaps I will go live with them. Perhaps die with them too. It's not good for those who see to be too far removed from the life of the common people. As for you, traveler, perhaps we'll meet again someday. All roads converge in Oneiropolis. Okay. At least I had nothing... Nasakia Islands? Just this place. Yeah. Alexander poet once wrote a poem while sitting under this tree. Have I been here? These trees were revolutionaries who fell in the uprising against the timber tyrant. Yeah, we've been here. Yeah. I think I just picked something up there. The Isle of Becoming. Do want to go see you. Was the time in my your time in this world is coming to an end, but the echoes of your action will be heard for many years. Goodbye. Fear not, for I am everywhere and always with you. Say farewell only to the shape. Oh. What a cool game. What a cool game. Let's go to the Oasis first. Bye. Work here is also done, and I will continue my journey. Perhaps you'll see each other again. Either way, it was good having known you. Nothing in the unspeakable cave. Goodbye. Snaka is a changed city thanks to you. I think it's a better city now. If you can't be around, maybe someday you will at least hear stories about what we achieved. I often think of my boy when I sit here. He loved playing in the harbor. Are you more than anyone here? Never have my boy back, but you showed me how to turn my wounds into weapons. Allowed me to fight for what my son believed, what I too now believe. Perhaps that is equally beautiful as it is terrible, but I would rather feel the bittersweet than the purely bitter. Goodbye. My insides are changing. The city has a mind. I bet that's how it's feeling too. Sheen would be delighted. Maybe you'll see him somewhere in your world. Oh. Bye. Considered giving up being a guard, but I know that soon a lot of fighting will need to be done, and who else is going to do it? And who will protect Nabil? It was Mukhtar. Found evidence that Mukhtar killed Hashim, and we arrested him. He'll get a fair trial and will probably go to prison. No, the real criminal is the general, but Mukhtar accepted these orders and carried them out. Yup, complicit. Just because you're just following orders doesn't mean that's not an excuse. You can't just forget that. Thank you for helping me realize that something needed to be done. Yep, turns out he was some kind of weird hologram. Goodbye. Very, very grateful for everything you've done. Don't worry too much about us. We'll find a way of dealing with Lord Urizen just like we dealt with his cronies. Bye. Future's looking brighter every day. I know, I know. Urizen and war and all that, but also Ajlal and freedom and all that. Don't you worry, we're not going to be defeated by anything Lord Urizen throws at us. I'll take my cricket bat and send everything straight back into his face. You do that, friend. You're going. I suppose you have your own world to worry about. Can't expect you to spend all your time here solving our problems for us. It was good having you, though. You accomplished a lot for all of us. Hopefully also for yourself. Take care. Toasty? Nothing to be sad about. Your own world surely has many good fights to fight. Many problems that require your attention. We can take care of ours, especially after you help us get ourselves organized and inspired. We'll miss you, of course, but no one should be sad today. Not me, not you, not anyone. We should appreciate the victory. This song does get way louder than the other ones. Like, the mixing is off. Only few we meet in our life are companions forever. We are grateful for the time we have spent with you and for the insights we have gained. May all your journeys bring you wisdom. We are back on the path of reason, where we should have always been. We will certainly still make many mistakes, but now we have the capacity to analyze them and correct them. Your actions helped to bring us here, and thus you have become part of this city, and the city part of you. In the end, one side of the equation is always the same as the other, and you are not really leaving. This way? I didn't do anything wrong! Leaving? Oh, good. I mean, that's sad. Screw you. Better avoid getting lost again. Alright. I think that was pretty much everyone. Maybe some people in, Underhome that I didn't talk to? Like a fish or something? I think I got most of the people. Wait, I didn't talk to the parrot. Or you. Goodbye. Why do you have to go? Oops. Goodbye. Bye-bye. Okay, yeah, and then these, nothing. There's you. Bye. I will not buy this goodbye. Is it scratched? It is scratched. You stay? Oh, they want me to stay. And then, yeah, I talked to you. Patricia? Goodbye. Leaving? We've barely gotten to know each other. Thought you were going to move in with us, but I suppose every window has to close sooner or later. Maybe someday I'll go back to my own planet too. Maybe. And then 4th floor. Where's the parrot? Is that the 5th floor? No, because the 5th floor is here. I think it was the 3rd floor. No, because that just looks at you. 2nd? Damn it, where was that? 1st? 1st, there it is. Eggs? You know what I found buried in one of the pots? Microphone... snake eggs? Apparently one of the mushrooms is going to start a band. I told him to check with me before he hides any eggs in the nursery next time. Mushrooms are crazy, I'm telling you. Goodbye. But you won't get to see all the amazing things that have been growing here. Why do they have to close the window? Who is this Urizen they're always talking about, and what does he have to do with us? Alright, the crazy adventure. Goodbye. My mind goes back to that old saying. The sea will claim everything. The words haunt me because I know them to be true. We cannot rely on the glories of the past. Stories of ancient conquerors will not help us now, and all the gold in the world could not change what is coming. We cannot put our hope in prophecies and visions. We are neither doomed nor chosen by a higher power. Our actions are our own, as are their consequences. The future is always changing. It rushes towards us inexorably, like a great and terrible wave sweeping away all we have known. We cannot escape it, though perhaps we may shape it. We all knew, I think, that there would be a price. You do not say no without paying one. There is no doubt that Lord Urizen's ships are coming. He would not simply let us go our own way. He knows that when someone says no, the word is heard across the world. He fears that. Our little islands will tremble under the might of his assault. I do not know if they will withstand it. What is an island to the onrushing waves? What are a few people to the iron will of Urizen's machine-like mind? But I will not give up hope. For all our foolishness, we are not lost to one another. For all our petty fears, we are not divided by the waves. In the end, we were never the islands. We were always the sea. Oh, what a good-ass video game. Like, holy shit. Like, oh my god. That was really, really good. And the message that, like, yeah, you had to find the treasure, but it was useless, and all of these other things, like, we were basically just hyping the people up to actually rebel. Like, they were looking for easy ways out, like, oh, maybe we just follow along and maybe it won't be that bad, or maybe if we get this crazy amount of money, we can pay them off, and things like that. But basically, it was all just for us to realize at the end that at some point, no, we just have to band together and do the thing that all of us have been trying to put off and avoid because we didn't want to do that. This isn't a fairy tale where we're gonna get a magic weapon or a piece of armor that's going to save us. No hero is going to come save us. No crazy miracle is going to save us. No god is going to save us, or a prophecy. No one is here to save us but us. We're the only ones that can shape our future, and the best way to do that is by coming together. We can't just rely on magical things happening like they do in stories. So it's a very interesting story because, yeah, it has a lot of fantasy and stuff in the background, but that's basically just dressing to tell you that, like, yeah, sometimes something as simple as people just coming together and working towards a goal is what you need more than, you know, anything else. What a crazy game. Like, really wouldn't have expected to be impacted by that as much as I thought when I started it, but that was a phenomenal adventure with a very nice message. Really, really good game. Like, my god. Crazy. Like, this feels like a game I would recommend to other people, because, like, I've never heard anyone talk about this. I didn't even have any idea what this game was when it won the nomination. And I mean, I don't know everything, obviously, but, like, god, that was really good. Really, really good. Like, I would have been into it if it was just a, you know, point-and-click adventure game with, like, a, you know, whatever story, but I got dropped into a cool fantasy world and I got to explore it. But the story and plot that was here really elevated it way past that. Like, it felt like Myst because I was an outside person coming into this world and fixing their problems and kind of deciphering things. But the story itself is almost more interesting in Myst, not only because, like, there's more characters for you to interact with and more culture to see and stuff, but you also see, like, you know, the people realizing, like, yeah, at some point we have to do this, because it, once again, the thing I was talking about, like a random hero coming, that was me for most of the game. Like, people wanted me to solve their problems, they wanted me to fix the thing with, like, the mayors and everything. But they quickly realized, they're like, we can't let this person not even from our world come and solve our problems for us. We can't expect someone to do that. At some point we have to do it ourselves, and that was most of the game, was just me helping these people realize that they need to come together to overthrow these incredibly awful people that are subjugating them and taking advantage of them. And they're scared, and they're terrified, and ships are coming currently, and it's melancholic to think I'm not even going to get to see what actually happens to them. You know? Like, there's no real way to even say if it's, like, a good or bad thing. Like, they could just be absolutely decimated by Urizen, but it's better to them than living in what they were currently living in and being constantly just abused. So, what a very melancholic, real, hard-hitting kind of adventure, and that's not what I expected when I started this at all. Like, I expected, like, kind of a goofy, funny thing, which it had its humor, but my god, there's some pretty serious stuff under there. Very cool. Very, very cool, that game. My god. But it seems like we're done. I might just upload this as one video, honestly. I'll see how I feel. It's an hour and 20 minutes recording, so... But... hope you enjoyed. Thanks for joining me for this game. Very, very cool adventure, so... hope you enjoyed, and I guess sometime soon, either tomorrow or the next day, we will see what won the poll. So, hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time for some more.